Hey, Bulldog fans! Welcome to Inside the Huddle, the podcast that brings you the heart and soul of Rolla Bulldogs high school sports. I'm your host, Tom Brown, and we'll be breaking down the action. We'll be talking with coaches who call the plays. We're going to be shining a spotlight on the standout seniors. We're going to be diving into player profiles that show what makes our athletes tick, and we'll be catching up with alumni who carry that Bulldog pride beyond the field. Hey, so grab your maroon and gray, get in the huddle with us, and let's talk some Rolla Bulldog sports. All right, everyone, welcome to Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Romo Athletics and powered by the Rolla Athletic Booster Club. Today, we have a Meet the Sponsor edition of Inside the Huddle, and with us today is Chris Wilkins of Phelps County Bank. Hey, Chris, man, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Tom.
Hey,
How's everybody doing?
oh, they're out there having a good time, man. July's great. Got done with the 4th of July holiday, enjoying some of the weather. And, man, how's your summer been so far? Any big vacations or anything?
Summer's flying by. No big vacations. My kids are living their best life right now, and I'm just working.
Hey, Cruz just had a birthday too, didn't he?
Yeah. Yesterday, a big 16. Wheeling and dealing, trying to get that perfect car for a 16-year-old.
I bet so. You probably have some past experience in doing
Yeah,
that stuff.
it
I'm
was
sure.
fun.
All right. So, hey, Chris, so you've been at Phelps County Bank now for a couple years. But again, everybody knows about Phelps County Bank, right? They're just such a huge part of our community. Just give us a little background, a little bit about Phelps County Bank.
Yeah, sure. Phelps County Bank is a 100% employee-owned bank. We've got locations in Rolla, St. James, and now Springfield. We're kind of a unique bank model. We're 100% employee-owned. One of the few, I think, very few 100% employee-owned banks in the world, which, it allows us to do things a little bit different. Being employee-owned, we approach things like an owner. Like when you come in, you're actually meeting with a local business owner, no matter what branch you're in. And really empowered to make a difference in customer experiences, decision makers, and somebody that's got a vested interest in you as a customer. So I think that makes us stand apart and also allows us to do really great things for the community.
I know I've been a member since I moved to Rolla, and as we went through, and then first home loan was with Sue Killian.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was one of the first ones we had a loan with, and did a great job and everything, and always appreciated being around her. But it was also one where you felt safe and secure. There wasn't the whole risky process
yeah,
because you're not thinking about just that one deal. It's
right.
the whole breadth of your community
Yeah.
that you're dealing with, and Phelps County Bank such a instrumental part of our community that you have to be fair for your employee owners, but
Right.
also for the entire clientele.
It's a lot about relationships. Our bank president, Ben Tipton, I'm sure everybody out there that's watching this probably knows who he is. He's, you know, drills it into us. It's about a relationship. And I think with any successful business, no matter if it's a bank or car dealership or whatever, you're in the relationship business.
Yeah.
You need customers, and you want that repeat customer. And part of it's just doing right by people that come in to see you.
Yeah, I understand that for sure. So tell us, so you've just been there a couple of years. Tell us about your role at Phelps County Bank.
Um, I'm serving as marketing director right now, and I really think I have the best job in the bank. Um, I have the privilege to tell PCB's brand story in a fun way. Um, I'm a brand ambassador. I lead a small marketing team that develops campaigns and digital marketing efforts such as this, stuff like this, public relations, and really just about anything else that falls into a marketing umbrella, falls under the umbrella. I'm doing it. Yeah.
Well, and you talked about the new branch down in Springfield again. So
Yeah.
Phelps County Bank and
In
was it
Green County.
Yeah, in Green
Yeah.
County too.
Yeah. We're bringing the happy blue to the Green County.
I like that. And and you're rehabbing an older building down there as well. I mean,
Yeah.
rehabbed, I guess. You guys
Yeah.
are in.
It's
So
the bank purchased in late 2023, 100-year-old YMCA building. It's on the corner of Walnut and Jefferson in downtown Springfield, and is going through the renovation process through that. Making progress. The renovations are demolition's pretty much done, and now it's starting to put back the the new construction with the historic part. Tried to save as much of that historic building as we can, and really similar architecture to our location on downtown Raleigh on Pine Street, also a 100-year-old building. And our CEO Don DeLuca jokes like we've got a thing for old buildings, but it was a good fit and a good spot, and really deciding to branch out into Greene County is to serve a lot of our customer base that's there.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of people that open accounts here in Raleigh have moved on to go to college in Springfield and put roots down in Springfield. So a really kind of a natural transition for growth there.
Oh, definitely. I love to see that. Love to see the impact again that business of in Rolla, Phelps County, that's having on the larger area.
Yeah.
So, what you talk about the excitement, like maybe having the best job. What is it? What's the one thing you like most about your position?
Well, I would say I love things like this. I love the PR side,
Hanging out with
hanging
me.
out with Tom.
Awesome.
I mean, like, thank you for, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to come on and opportunity to sponsor. But I love the PR side of marketing and a role, getting to tell PCB's brand story, being a brand ambassador, going to community events, whether it be chamber luncheons or events out in the community with. We get invited to so much, and,
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
great conversations, and a lot of times you're talking to people, even some of our competition out there in the banking world. Everybody is working towards the same goal. We want to make Phelps County a great place to live and work, and we want to see our communities thriving. And when you're in an opportunity to talk to people around town, um, you get ideas how to move the needle. How can you work together? And Phelps County Bank is a huge part of that. We want to make a difference and be community champions, truly.
Man, community champions. I mean, that's a great phrase to represent PCB, and definitely seeing all walks of life. And the brand ambassador, the way you volunteer, a lot of youth
Yeah.
activities, sports, school programs, and again, inside the huddle. So why were you okay with coming in and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, hey Tom, inside the huddle. That
Yeah,
sounds like a good idea.
that's a good question. I think knowing you for one, and you've been a champion for youth sports in Raleigh, and um, you know s- youth athletics and athletics in general. And I think part of it's some shared goals. Like we want to see our young people thrive not only in on the field and courts, but also as young adults. And they are going to be our next community leaders and our next brand ambassadors. So I think pouring into our youth is a huge part of our giving strategy and donations and sponsorships in Phelps County. And that aligns with a lot of what you're doing with this video cast and champion sports right here.
We appreciate it for sure for having you on board. It means a lot. So as we've looked, we just talked about the amount of activity. Again, you're on everything. I mean, it's wherever it's at. There's a Phelps County Bank.
Shock and awe.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you got to do it. I mean, it's not a bad way to do it, but it definitely the impact's felt by so many people. But now we're at this point right now. It's kind of a special month, a special week coming up.
Yeah.
This huge event called Take a Stand.
Take a stand. It's here. It's Friday, July 11th, and Saturday, July 12th. And like I hesitate for a minute because I've been in spreadsheets and phone calls and talking to people about it for so long, and here we are, like gearing up. Friday and Saturday is the big day. It's the 30th annual Take a Stand Against Child Abuse, and it's hard to believe. The bank's been involved in that for 30 years and have seen it grown from a really small fundraisers, and now this just behemoth of community outreach. And we couldn't do it without our community support, our sponsors that get on board. And um, we've got a lot of great partners that are helping not only to make the event possible, but really sharing the message about what it is. Take a stand against child abuse is really raising awareness in our community for the voices that need it the most. It's our kids. Um, all that money raised stays right here local in Phelps County. We can all be proud of that. And it goes to organizations that are vetted out through a grant process through an organization called PCCAN. That's Phelps County Child Advocacy Network. And they are stewards of those funds that we raise every year. And the grants that are submitted are vetted out by the board of PCCAN and really make sure that their grant request aligns with the mission of PCCAN and Take a Stand. So a lot of people don't know that,
Yeah.
and I think I might have kind of nerded out on grants there for a minute. But part of it's good that the community knows that hey, we're not just raising money. It's not a Phelps County Bank initiative. It is a community-wide initiative, and all the money raised stays local and really goes to people that need it the most.
And that's the whole base what we've been talking about is the community, right? The
Yeah,
community engagement, the community
yeah, giving
involvement,
back.
and that's what it's about. How many tables or
Stands.
stands we're gonna have this year?
This year it's 40 plus. I got probably like three more this afternoon and adding those to the list, but there'll be a majority of them will be on Friday and some on Saturday all around Phelps County. We've got the fire department coming out to the downtown branch location to help us ask for donations and work the drive-through areas. We've got other civic and community organizations that have got stands popped up all over the place. So if you see somebody in a bright neon green T-shirt waving you down for a cold bottle of lemonade that is generously donated 100% by a Pepsi bottling company of Rolla, couldn't do without Pepsi.
Yeah,
Great in-kind sponsor. We'll be doing some live remotes on Friday with KZNN, also a great sponsor, community supporter. Kind of hyping it up all over town, letting people know where we are.
well, it's a huge event. I mean, and it's tremendous what you guys have done. There's a QR code right there. It's been on the screen. Take a snapshot. If you're watching live, you can pause it and go back and rewatch it, and you'll have it there, and that'll take you to the website.
Yeah.
Where the website they're no longer taking any more stands.
Yeah, stands are we're booked to just for the logistics of trying to vet those out and get those out in the community, but still available to make donations to Take a Stand, any branch location. The website really, if you don't know what Take a Stand is, it does a good job to kind of highlight what it's all about and has a link to all the organizations that that money goes towards. And really, right now, something that we've done new over the past couple of years is something that's called Dine to Donate.
Oh man,
I hope I didn't steal your thunder.
no,
It's on
no,
the
that's perfect.
agenda, but
No, no, go
Dine,
ahead. I'm going to put this up, and then you just keep talking away.
Dine to Donate was an idea that we had to rally area restaurants, local restaurants and businesses that maybe can't host a stand because they're running a restaurant, but want to get involved and support. And we've got, I think, 18 restaurants this year that are signed up to support Take a Stand, where they're donating a percentage of their sale that day, certain days, all through the month of July. And really, what a great and tasty way to
Oh my.
support Take a Stand and give back to the community. And it supports local businesses. So a lot of good places out there. And if you're out there as a restaurant owner, thank you for your support. It's a great way to give back.
Yeah, an eclectic group of things, everything from the dining places to coffee shops
Yeah.
to pubs and event activities, all types of food and everything. Both some of the people that have the franchises
Yeah.
are they're in, but then also the kind of the local ones as well.
Right.
So just a tremendous thing. You can see that the dates are on there as well as the day that they're giving back, and 10% of sales, I think in most cases, but some may
Yeah.
change that up. So yeah, it's just an incredible event, and it's expanded to so much more than
Yeah.
just that.
Every year it grows, gets a little bit bigger, and some more outside the box thinking about how we can raise more awareness and raise funds for such a great cause.
It's incredible. So we talk about the community. We talk about how raising funds for that community and what it means to be able to connect. But it's also special because all your kids are in school, and then you got a variety of kids, a range of kids.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got a good sized family, and they're all there. They're all involved in different activities. So it's got to mean even that much more to the role you play with Phelps County Bank when your kids are part of this community.
yeah. It's I believe in leading by example, and I think creating an example for our youth, especially your own kids. You want them to grow up to be outstanding young men and women. I tell them that every time when they don't like maybe a decision I make. I'm raising you to become an outstanding adult, right? So let's lead by example, and part of that is volunteering your time, your talents, your energy. Um, stepping up and being a voice for those people that maybe need it the most, donating if you can, and just really just being community minded. Because I think what's good for our community now is also, I mean, they're that next generation.
Yeah.
So like we're trying to lead by example and show them like, hey, this is what you need to do. Get involved, participate wherever you can, wherever your time and your talents can take you. And that's a cool part about it. You know, I'm proud to be a part of Phelps County Bank and having impact in our community. And I just hope a little bit of that rubs off on the people that are out there watching.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you got a
Takes
lot.
all of us. It
Yeah,
really
it
does.
does, and you got a lot to be proud of with your kids. Know them all. They're great kids, great
Thank you.
representatives, great role models
Yep.
for the groups coming up. So, yeah, appreciate all of that and sharing that. So, of the sports, so again, you're a big Bulldog fan. Which is your favorite sport?
Any sport that my kids are on a court or field or track is my favorite
Okay, well,
sport. And you know, I kind of underestimated it. Like our kids are all 2 years apart, and I didn't realize how much time that I was actually going to be spending in a gym, in bleachers, maybe on the sideline. You know, like I like to stand by the fence and watch sometimes, not just sit in a stand for hours and hours, but weekends,
yeah.
and, you know, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You go in different directions. You got to do the zone play
Yeah,
because you don't have
right,
enough for you to
right.
go
Divide and
around.
conquer
Yeah,
a lot of
it makes it
times.
rough. And then you get into high school. Then you got
Yeah,
high school. You got junior high. Those games overlap.
yeah,
And oh
yeah.
hey, you got youth stuff going on as well for the younger kids. And yeah,
A
it's
lot of times you
so
don't really know where you're gonna be until that remind or that
yeah,
parent square, whatever
yeah.
comes out. It's like, oh, this kid is
That's it.
playing varsity, or this kid's playing JV, or the schedule's changed
Yeah,
yet
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Now we're
Yeah.
driving, right? Things like that. But
Hey,
no,
yeah.
I joke. I do really enjoy this year. It was super cool to see Chance and Cruz run track, varsity track together, competing together at events.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah.
Um, and I was looking forward to it all year. And when it finally came down to it, I mean, I didn't really miss a meet. We were at all of them and watched those guys compete. And Cruz always runs the last race of the night, so we're there from open to close. But it's been fun to watch them, and of course, Cruz really loves basketball. I love basketball. It's fun to watch and see those guys coming up, and then really how they support the varsity
Yeah, yeah.
Bulldogs too. It's been fun to see them excited about it.
I was one of this summer watching it and having them support that and get excited, and the varsity guys kind of sitting over on the bench,
Right?
and then when we had there's a traffic accident on one of the ways, and I jump in and I'm going to help out coach, and the varsity boys were already in there getting the
Yeah,
stuff done, and
yeah.
they're like, and it was pretty fun, and the hype, and it just you love to see that, and that's how you pass on that legacy,
That's it.
from one
Yeah.
class to the next to the
They're
next.
fostering
Yeah, yeah,
competition, but in a friendly and fun way,
yeah.
you know, and being great examples. I know a lot of our older athletes have just been really great to the younger athletes, and it's as a parent, that's really fun to see.
Yeah, definitely. So, and I don't know how many people know this, but you've had an interesting background, and you've been in a band. So you've played. I didn't ask you to bring any instruments in the guitar. I did not ask for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
That's
we're
we'll
okay.
save that for the next one.
Next one, we'll do that, and maybe I'll jump in there. I'm not. No, there's nothing here.
Yeah,
Um,
good. We have a comedy hour,
well,
right?
I might be able to do that. So, but the reason I bring that up is so I mean, you played in front of people. You had some venues you played in front of. It's been
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
It's a lot of fun. Now let's think about that excitement, and now let's talk about it. Like I said, as a parent in the stands watching, and in the quarterfinal track meet, I think when the boys are in the relay together,
yeah.
and what gets you more excited? When you're up there playing and letting it go, or watching, as a bystander with the kids. I mean,
I've played really small stages. I've played some pretty big stages, and you know, it's kind of funny, like learning how to play an instrument. You get nervous when you get on stage for the first time, and I still maybe have that. It's like competing, right? You're going out there, and like people are watching you. I hope I don't whiff. I hope I'm singing on key.
yeah,
And I know athletics are very similar, but once you hit that first note, or once you have that first play, you know, all that goes away, and it's just you're in the zone, you're in the moment. So I don't really get nervous on
yeah,
stage
yeah,
much. Um, I'm more maybe have more anxiety watching our boys compete now, and I've got a lot of invested emotionally in those guys that I want to see them succeed, and sometimes know what they're thinking, sometimes have no idea
Yeah,
what they're thinking, but I know that they're there to compete, and they want to do well, and um, it I get a lot of excitement by watching them.
yeah.
Sometimes like I can't sit down. I don't want to be in a stand. I want to pace the
Yeah,
sideline and just take it all in and really try to enjoy every moment, and let them break down the game
yeah,
after,
yeah, yeah,
because they do. It comes up at dinner table, and I think they know every D1 prospect, every D2
yeah,
prospect, anybody that could go D1 or
yeah,
D2, and that's always around the dinner table conversation too. And they're all cheering each other
yeah,
on,
yeah.
whether they're in the play or out of the play or on the field or off the field, and it's exciting to see
Yeah,
that. It really
it
is.
is.
So definitely, the answer to the question is, I get more excitement by watching youth athletics than I do stepping on a stage.
All right. That was awesome, though. No, but I just thank you for sharing that. And so there's always, we kind of talked beforehand about things we'll go over. And then I always kind of like to bring in one of those at the end. We're like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna catch you a little bit. Let's
yeah,
talk about it. And what a great answer. Again, the personal experience, what you feel, and then watching your kids,
yeah,
and you talk about the nerves that continue on that because you don't have control over that,
yeah,
right? And
right,
you're just there for
yeah,
them and supporting them and how they love that game.
yep,
So
yep. It's fun to watch.
it is. Well, Chris, man, thanks so much for joining us
Yeah,
today.
thanks for having me.
And appreciate
Thanks
Phelps
for
County
watching.
Bank.
Thanks for
Yeah.
listening.
Hey, there we go. Thanks to the viewers out there. Phelps County Bank, appreciate everything you do, and
Thank
not
you.
just here for Inside the Huddle, but for everything in the community and now the larger communities. A lot of years of impact. I mean, Bill Marshall and I were great friends. Our kids grew up together. The
Yep.
amount of trips that we were on, and it was like funny because a lot of the dads were all Phelps County Bank customers, and
Yeah.
we're out there going events, and we all have all of our loans due and everything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
such a great time back then, and how we shared those moments, and it's great here with having you all on here. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. So from Phelps County Bank and Chris Wilkins, I'm Tom Brown, and from Inside the Huddle to the Heart of the Game, we'll see you next time.